As if being a travel host, a model, professional violinist, sushi chef, and black belt is not enough, Janet speaks many tongues. She's fluent in Spanish, French, Hokkien, and Mandarin. And in this clip, the sporting host also tells us about how she would eat her way through Singapore.
Selamat datang ke Singapura. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo Janet. Je m'appelle Janet. Je viens de Taiwan. 我是为台湾来，所以我也要工作这个我会讲很多国语言，但是我现在有一点点搞乱了。Anyways, I'm a TV host for Discovery Channel and Living. My show is called Fun Taiwan, 疯台湾，所以我现在在介绍台湾给所有的亚洲人，所以有时间你再看。Me gusta mucho mi trabajo, es muy interesante que yo puedo introducir a estos países y comer muchas cosas. J'aime beaucoup la langue, j'aime beaucoup manger y encontrer choses et endroits neufs. And I'm really confused right now because I have so many things going on through my head.
Now, this is not your first time here, right?
No, I've been here 5+ times.
Okay, now I understand that your older sister used to live somewhere in Singapore?
She used to live right next to Little India, so we used to walk around that area all the time.
Okay, so how well acquainted are you with Singapore? Like, if you had to do a fun in Singapore program, what would it be like?
Okay, we would start by eating, and we'd end with eating.
Of course, right?
We'd probably end, you know what, okay, let's start with how we would end. I would end it with a chili crab.
Oh, yeah.
Right along the ocean, and then just, it'd be kind of like me just stuffing my face, basically, with chili crab and the bread that you used to kind of like slop up the guk, the yummy guk. And then just walking along the beach there, kind of like an ending. That's how I would picture, a fun Singapore ending. It would start, probably your standard, like right in front of the Merlion, kind of an introduction.
It has to be the Merlion, yeah.
Yeah, because that is what people visualize when they see Singapore.
We see Singapore, okay.
So maybe do just a quick opening there, kind of like, okay, this is all the touristy stuff. Now to the real Singapore. That's what I would want to do. I would really focus on the cultures. Like, I love the fact that you have so many distinctive cultures mixed here. Like in the States where I grew up, you do have Italians, you do have the Italian influence, you have the French influence, you have the Spanish, Mexican, you have, lots of influences there, but in a way it kind of gets diluted. Chinese food, it doesn't really taste like the authentic Chinese food that you get.
Is that kind of like an Americanized version of it?
Definitely.
Okay.
And even in Little Italy, in Boston where I went to school, it feels a little Italian, but not really. Whereas here, you go to Little India and you smell India. It smells like the India that I used to visit. The foods you can get are the same, like just as spicy. They don't like lessen the spice just because they're afraid you can't handle it. Little Malay, like I forgot the name of the village. This was a while back, but we went by What's the name of the village?
Is it near Geylang, that side?
Geylang,
yeah,
yes.
Geylang. With
yes.
the durians and everything?
Yes.
Did you try durians?
Yeah. I tried durian everything, like durian chips, durian ice cream, durian pancakes, durian everything. Like
wow.
they make durian into
not many people like durian, especially the foreigners. How do you grow accustomed to our dear beloved king of fruit?
By this. No, it's okay. It's like, I like cheese, and I love stinky tofu in Taiwan.
I heard of this fermented tofu, which is loved by many Taiwanese people, but to some people they're put off by the pungent smell. I was going to ask whether you love that.
The first time I had it, actually, like, you're walking down the night market and you're kind of like, what is that smell? You're kind of looking around like, did I step in, dog poop? And then, the Taiwanese are so excited about it. They're like, oh yeah, you gotta try this. It's like a local delicacy. And then you're like, that smells like what I just thought was dog poop. Like, are you sure you want me to eat that? But then once you taste it, once you actually eat it, and especially with like it comes with this like kimchi type, vegetable, it's actually quite good. Like, it's like cheese. Like you just have to taste it, to know. And there's different varieties of stinky tofu. Like there's deep fried, there's barbecue, there's in stew. So you can try different varieties of it, and I've grown to love it. So no matter what country I go to, I always like trying their local foods. When I went to Philippines, I ate balot. It was like it was a half chick, half egg.
Oh, right.
It's like
that's
half fertilized.
Brave to try all these food,
Yeah, but that's part of the culture. Like that's what you need to do to really get to the essence of a place is language is one, and foods. You know, like how many times when you leave the country, leave your home, you miss foods. You miss home and you eat something, you're like, that was my comfort food. That's all you needed, you know, just a little bit of comfort.
What is the most like interesting thing that you've tried?
I've tried all sorts of things. You know, insects. I've tried, you know, tarantulas and ants and centipedes. Wow. I've eaten rocks. That's probably the most strange thing.
Rocks
ballots.
From where?
That was in Taiwan.
Okay.
That was in Taiwan. So there's a tribe, a very small tribe in the mountains of Taiwan that have passed on this tradition of eating rocks for minerals. You know,
is it hard or is it soft?
You have to pick the soft ones. So there's actually ripe and unripe. Like there's raw and ripe, and you have to choose the ripe ones, or else you're going to break your teeth.
Have you ever said like, okay, no, I'm not trying this?
Not yet. Don't get any ideas. Cockroaches is something that I don't know. But I think I would. I think knowing my personality, I would try
many things.
Yeah, I would try anything, at least once. You know, you might not like it, but at least you've tried it. But anyway, so Singapore, I would definitely have a whole day of just food. So maybe do like a foodie, like, you know, interview somebody who's like a food critic, or, you know, who writes, or a food photographer maybe even. And, you know, there you can see the beauty of the food, because I think that's what I really like about Singaporean food. It's not just tasty, but it's aesthetic. Like you see so many colors, different varieties. Like when I go to the hawker centers, it's like you're going on a trip around the world. You know, there's foods from every area. Like you can eat anything, and I love that.
So what did you have this morning for breakfast?
What is it called? Nasi
lemak.
Yeah, nasi lemak. And I had a curry. We had dal. Dal with rice and a vegetable curry. That was the more Indian side. I also had pandan cake. And I also had Royce chocolate. So I had a lot of stuff for breakfast today.
Wow, you've eaten a lot today.
I have. You know, every time I come to Singapore, I always gain weight.
Singapore may be a land of food adventure for Janet, but for the Texas-born Taiwanese presenter, it's actually her hometown of Taiwan that she believes is the world's most hidden treasure. Stay tuned to find out more.